Introducing 1950s Man, a man ready for any action movie. Guys, you may remember I had talked about someone in the movie industry that had passed away recently at 100, and I couldn't remember his name. It was Bert I. Gordon, and he made a lot of the 1950s, I guess what we would call B-action films or sci-fi films. One of them, of course, was King Dinosaur, and it was a very 1950s film in that it's the kind of movie in which when the hero is attacked by a giant insect, as the woman screams, he drags out his trusty dusty .45 automatic and starts blasting away. When that proves insufficient, he immediately goes to his rifle and bangity bangity bang, and big insect dies. You really can't get much more B-movie 1950s than that. And also he made a lot of other movies. Probably the ones that he's best remembered for are The Colossal Man and the Cyclops. But anyway, he passed away at the age of 100, and I thought it was worth mentioning that. So I don't think there are any kit models made of any of his creatures from his movies because they were just, well, I don't know. Some resin makers probably made Colossal Man. I'll look and see if I can find something. But that dovetails with what we were actually talking about, or segues into what we were talking about, 3D printing. Turns out, and I didn't have time to put it together for the live stream, no less than 3 people had sent me stuff about 3D printing, and one of them, who's making this incredibly fabulous World War I 1/16 scale biplane, had gotten some 3D printed Vickers guns, so he didn't have to scratch make them. And I'm trying to get the information from him on this magnificent model he's building. I don't know if that's a kit or scratch built from plans, but look at that beautiful workmanship. But anyway, he had these 3D printed Vickers guns, which he said made the job a whole lot easier. At the same time, another glue trooper who was talking about last night had just done this 1:1 scale SLR, their self-loading rifle, the follow-on to the British FN FAL. And another one was showing me this full-scale 3D printed MG42 that he recently finished. So I had actually thought about talking about modeling guns, which are kind of tricky because that gunmetal finish is hard to pull off with paint. But it's just kind of funny, the Great Styrene River, all these pictures are coming in as we're talking about 3D printing and stuff like that. So I thought that was really, really cool. Also, Trey had mentioned that he was up in Indiana and he picked up that half-scale Newport. That is impressive. And he made it back in time for the live stream, towing a trailer. Impressive. Isn't that something? Those RCs are incredible. Speaking of which, I have family coming over today, so I won't be doing too much model building, but I do want to get the first coat on the Dornier prop jet that I'm making now. Since I've got it all taped off, it's been clear coated. I let that harden overnight, so now I'm going to start putting on the thin white lacquer. And also, you might remember I mentioned in passing that I couldn't find my silly putty, the egg. Found it. So now I can use that to mask off some of the models to help give me a feathered edge. Well, guys, that's all I've got for this morning. I hope you're doing well. Hope your builds are going great. And as always, model on.